You want to talk about what ruined Chinese characters? Japanese ruined Chinese characters. The other day, I released a video talking about Japanese Kanji versus Chinese Hanzi. And it went pretty viral for me on TikTok, but it got a lot of comments from Chinese people being upset. Many people are calling me racist because I compared Chinese kanji, Hanzi, and Japanese kanji. I did make a poor word choice for sure. I said that Chinese simplification ruined kanji from a Japanese perspective, but I'm not even Japanese. That was just something I said in a live stream. And to me, the characters got a little bit ruined because the fidelity of the characters is gone. What used to be like a wheel is now some weird sketched out thing. It's not a wheel anymore. It doesn't look like a wheel anymore in the characters. So to me, it felt ruined. You know, I don't like the look of the jiantizi, if that's the right tone. I apologize if it's wrong. Jiantizi is the simplified. Maybe Chinese people could look at hiragana and katakana and say, you're ruining what the Hanzi did. With the Chinese characters all have meaning, but you made hiragana and katakana and it looks bad. And maybe you could even argue that, oh, Korea abandoned Chinese characters to make Hanja. Are we really gonna say that somewhere along the way, everyone didn't ruin the characters in a way, except for maybe what's being used for Fantize, the traditional? Like the traditional is the original. Anything after that is improved for maybe literacy rate. I agree with that. Literacy is higher with those characters. When I study using Chinese books that are written in traditional, it's a real pain. But when I study using simplified, I'm like, thank God, because I can write those. But do I think they're better in terms of like aesthetics for visually appealing? No, I think they are ruined. A lot of people claimed I don't know anything about Japanese and I don't know anything about Chinese. I've written books on Chinese characters, the Japanese version. I've done a lot of research. I've also written 5 books. Oh, sorry, Korean. I also know Korean. I pulled the wrong book. I'm sorry. I thought I was pulling the Japanese book. But I have 5 books on Japanese. I am not someone that doesn't know. You know, people are telling me, oh, you know that they're simplified and traditional, right? You're saying this. No, I'm not saying anything. I was just saying they didn't look good to me. That's all. They felt a little bit ruined. Like when I know the radicals of a character, a lot of times those radicals, there would be one radical that did this and one radical that did this. But in the simplified, it's the same radical. The meaning is just lost and you don't really know unless you actually study every character where the origination comes. You know, even in Japanese characters, there's one character in a radical that is written sometimes that looks like moon, but it also means flesh. I feel like it's similar to that, like where it's just difficult to really know, like, okay, is this character in lake, right? Is it moon or which would make sense. Like you can imagine like a moon over the water and it'd be beautiful. No, it's flesh. Why? Like to me, I'm like, I don't know why. I feel like that was a missed opportunity, but what do I know? The final thing I think that I really want to talk about is every one of the people commenting that, oh, another white guy that does this or does that. Screw you. My skin color has nothing to do with my knowledge. I could be ignorant for sure, but it doesn't have anything to do with my skin color. I want you to imagine that I replaced the word white with these Chinese people or these black people, or I used any other term like, oh, these people with yellow skin. If I said anything like that in regards to your skin, you would be incensed. So don't do that, man. If we're going to have a conversation, let's keep it to the basics, right? Did the simplification of Chinese characters ruin Chinese characters? That's just an opinion. In my opinion, yeah, I don't like it. And a lot of people were reminding me, oh, these are thousands of years old, these simplifications. Okay, cool. But it wasn't used widely in China until the 1950s after the Communist Revolution. So it was a large change in many people's. In my father's life, he was born in 1952. He would have just got on the cusp because it wasn't until like 1956 or 1958 where it was finally ratified. He would have grown up knowing traditional if he was studying, and then all of a sudden it would have changed. I think it was a huge shift. Was it good? I think it was, of course. Chinese characters are ridiculous to learn. There's like 7 billion of them, you know, you got to learn so many of them. You want to talk about what ruined Chinese characters? Japanese ruined Chinese characters, in my opinion. You want to know why learning Chinese is better than learning Japanese because the characters have maybe 2 readings, mostly 1. But Japanese, go look up ue and shita, up and down. There's like 7 different readings for each one. It's ridiculous. Look at just hito for person. It can be in hitori, read as tori, right? 1 person. It could also be ichi nin. It could be nihon jin. It's ridiculous. I can be critical on both sides, but these are just my opinions. And the people that are getting super crazy in the comments and just angry, just move on, dude. It's just one guy's opinion. And oh, one more thing. I just saw this. This was the most recent one. I started up by saying, can Japanese read Chinese? And I remembered a story when I went to Sam's Club in China. And when I went to Sam's Club, I was buying a camera and I used Japanese kanji, Japanese characters that I'm aware of. I typed in Japanese without any hiragana or katakana, and I showed those to them with question marks and whatnot, and they understood it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. They understand. Majority of what I wrote, they understood. But before that, I said, by the way, in Sam's Club, and I started talking about what was totally interesting to me in Sam's Club, they were selling fish, and the fish had price tags stapled to the fins, and they were selling live turtles for food. Someone called me racist for pointing out something that would be absolutely weird in America. If I call out something interesting about a country, doesn't make it racist. I didn't say it was disgusting. I didn't say, oh my God, these people are barbaric. I said nothing like that. It was just a completely different thing that I hadn't seen before. And I'm sure if Chinese people come to America, they're going to be like, oh my God, the American medical system, it's so horrible. That doesn't make them racist. And it's okay. Look, if you hate me as a person, that's fine. But don't hate me because I'm white. But I love China. 我喜欢中国。我喜欢中国人。别生气。别生气。Don't be mad. I think that's what I'm saying in Chinese, okay? My Chinese study is just 1 semester. I've been to China twice. Once was a city called Taipei, and the other was a city called Beijing, okay? I've been to those places, okay? That's my limited understanding. And I have Chinese friends that I chat with quite often in Chinese. And by the way, I do it in Simplified because I know Simplified better than the traditional. That's it, guys. Hopefully I've cleared up some things, and I want the Chinese people to know that even though I don't feel like going to China anymore, I do like Chinese people. Hopefully that doesn't trigger anymore. Bye, guys.